Hello everyone, I'm Bablet Jonathan and this is the 6 p.m. primetime newscast on Equinox Television live from our headquarters in Cameroon's economic capital. Dwelling our top stories in this edition of the news, widespread condemnation continue rising to the sky after the killing of a 4-month-old baby in Muyuka in the crisis-hit southwest region of the Republic of Cameroon. The baby received several bullets in the head before giving up the ghost, and the celebration of national unity is transformed into a military and CPDM affair in several parts of the two Anglophone regions of the country as a result of the deepening Anglophone crisis. Those were top stories. The socio-political and security tensions in the northwest and southwest regions of the Republic of Cameroon continue recording deadly consequences or deadly results, and the last one is a horrifying one. A 4-month-old baby gunned to death in Muyuka in the southwest region of the country. The baby received several bullets in the head before dying. Sumanjika and Gabriel has more.
Look at people crying.
Total consternation in this residence at Muyuka, a locality in the southwest region. On the carpet is a 4-month-old baby with blood oozing out of his head after receiving more than 3 bullets. The mother, who has been touched, tells us how it happened. In her sorrow, the mother vows the killers of her baby won't go unpunished. According to unconfirmed reports, a confrontation between the military and separatist fighters had taken place not too far from the residence that provoked the untimely death of the 4-month-old baby. The horrible image that has gone round the world has caused some political authorities to sympathize with the situation. Before this act, human rights organizations within and out of Cameroon have reported several cases of gross human rights violation happening in Cameroon, particularly in the northwest and southwest region hit by the Anglophone crisis.
And killings, destruction of properties, burning down of houses, institutions, and entire villages have continued in the two Anglophone regions of the Republic of Cameroon for close to 3 years now, while government has continued struggling to provide solutions to the Anglophone crisis at a time when pro-independence fighters have continued multiplying or intensifying their actions in the two Anglophone regions of the country with the objective of achieving independence for the former Southern Cameroons. But the government has maintained that Cameroon is one and indivisible, and government is now ready to discuss everything except secession, according to statements made by Prime Minister Chief Dr. Joseph John Gute during his peace mission to the crisis-hit Anglophone regions of the country. And of course, civil society organizations, political leaders, international institutions have been criticizing government's management of the crisis, condemning the use of military force on the ground, calling for an all-inclusive dialogue as the way out of the Anglophone crisis, while civil society and political leaders have also been calling for the release of all those who have been arrested and detained in connection to the Anglophone crisis as the beginning to the solution. And the Anglophone crisis, for me, Armstrong Sander report, transformed the National Unity Day celebration yesterday into a military and CPDM affair in several parts of the two crisis-hit regions. His report.
The Anglophone crisis dictated the tune of events marking the 47th edition of National Day in almost all the towns and cities in the northwest and southwest regions of Cameroon. In most localities, 20th May 2019 was almost a non-event as few persons answered present at various ceremonial grounds. In Tombe, in the Coupe-Maningouba division, southwest region of Cameroon, the ghost town declared by separatists marred May 20th activities, reducing it to a military and CPDM party affair. A similar scenario was recorded in Dou, in the Donga Mountain division, northwest region of Cameroon, as 20th May was commemorated without the presence of civilians. Apart from the official ceremonial ground in Bamenda, chief town of the northwest region, the rest of the city was dead as a result of ghost town calls by separatists. Unlike most towns and cities in the northwest and southwest regions of Cameroon, Nkambe in the Donga Mountain division, northwest region witnessed a massive turnout for the 47th edition of the National Day. Activities kick-started at the Fon Ibrahim Jabu's grandstand in Kambi, presided at by the senior divisional officer for the Donga Mountain, Mr. Do Simon Quenti, with the presence of some key elites of the division. Then followed the civilian march past and the ruling Cameroon People's Democratic Movement, CPDM party, championed by the Donga Mountain 1 section president of the CPDM, Tamfo Mingala Gerard.
Section president for Donga Mountain 1 section of the CPDM.
The absence of other political parties was visible, and the Donga Mountain 1 section president of the CPDM used the opportunity to call on parents of the division to massively send their children to school come September 2019.
They should remain as watchdogs. They should look at their community, educate the people, sensitize them, and make sure that no child is left at home come September 2019.
The senior divisional officer for the Donga Mountain, Mr. Do Simon Quenti.
For Ibrahim.
Traditional rulers, other state functionaries and men in uniform were equally decorated with medals of honor.
And a correspondent in the southwest region, Derek Jato, says it was a sick celebration of Olympic national unity that took place in Nguti.
Nguti subdivision, one of the hot spots of the Anglophone crisis in Coupe-Maningouba division, has witnessed the 2019 23rd May celebration without the population. Mr. Meke Ebasech Albert, divisional officer from Nguti subdivision, his close top security collaborators, and these militant of the Cameroon People's Democratic Movement, the CBDM, joined the rest of the nation to honor the National Day. The day started here in Nguti subdivision with the award of medals, which was followed by the military march past. Then, the civilian march part of 7 people crowned the ceremony. Sources say the frequent gun battles between the military forces and the separatists have scared the population from coming out of the bushes for the ceremony.
And coming up, Derek Jato takes us to Ekondo Titi, still in the southwest region, where local administrative authorities encouraged those who braved the threats and the difficult socio-political atmosphere to take part in the May 20 National Unity Day celebration.
Though the euphoria that traditionally accompanies such a day is seemingly not there, but the National Day celebration is respected here in its totality. We are in Ekondo Titi, a subdivision of Indian Division in the southwest region of Cameroon, and the officiating officer is Mr. Abiola Timote, the divisional officer for the said division.
I wish to congratulate the population of our subdivision for their massive turnout on this celebration. I wish also to congratulate those who have hardly and heartily worked for the successful organization of this celebration.
The 20th May celebration has come and gone with a pass mark, the authorities say, but they are still worried, for the Anglophone crisis is still there and it is killing education.
The call of the President of the Republic, the call reminded by the Prime Minister, head of government, during his recent visit of the Southwest region. I assured them that the administration and the forces of law and order here present are here to protect the population and their properties. Then they should not be afraid.
Though Mr. Abiola Timothy, the divisional officer for EQUINOXE subdivision, has succeeded in getting some pupils and students back to class, he still used the 20th May occasion and called on other parents to save their children's future by allowing them join their other mates that are already studying in their various classes.
During the celebration of the May 20 National Unity Day celebration in the northern regions of the Republic of Cameroon, administrative authorities urged the population to collaborate with security forces in the fight against insecurity as elements or militants of the Nigerian terrorist sector Boko Haram have continued killing and burning down houses, killing persons and burning down houses, while kidnappers have continued abducting persons, especially notably in the NKAMWA region of the country. EQUINOXE reports.
Tight security characterized the May 20 celebration in the far north region. Defense and security forces are combat ready to eliminate anything that will threaten the serenity with which the March past unfolded in a region that has suffered countless Boko Haram hostilities. The event sailed through hit-free in Kolofata, a locality that has suffered enormous bloodshed. The most saluted moment was the parades of local vigilante members who have sacrificed a lot for the security of the population by allying with defense and security forces to exterminate Boko Haram. Authorities echoed the message of unity at the ceremonial ground.
Le Boko Haram est venu agresser nos populations dans leur village.
Boko Haram militants have come and aggressed our population in their villages. The battle has not finished, but peace is gradually returning with activities equally regaining steam.
Troisième célébration du 20 mai ici à Kolofata.
On the occasion of the celebration of the 47th National Unity Day, neighboring Chadians deployed themselves to NKAMWA region to watch top exciting moments of the Cameroon Historic Day. In Tuboro, the turnout was massive. Military and civilian march past, political parties, traditional dances and others were merged to give a wonderful celebration.
L'unité dans la diversité nous interpelle tous. Il s'agit de prendre...
Unity in diversity invites us all to promote and preserve the rich cultural values, political and economic riches. If these values are not merged and valorized, there will be no clear room for emergence to be attained at the level of tomorrow.
Malfaiteurs, il nous sera difficile d'atteindre l'émergence, nous aussi à Tuboro.
The NKAMWA region has for the last month been confronted by the phenomenon of hostage-taking. May 20th, National Unity Day, was an occasion for the authorities to implore the population for more collaboration so as to put an end to hostilities and hostage-takings, such that peace and love fully return in the regions.
As it was the case in the northern regions of the country, there was equally a massive turnout in other parts of the country, notably in the Mwanko in the Senegal Maritime Division, littoral region of the country, as well as in Ezeka in the Nyon-Ankele Division, central region of the country. There was a massive turnout of pupils, students, young people, and political parties in the different ceremonial grounds where the activities marking the National Unity Day was taking place yesterday, and of course the military officials were equally present to mark the National Unity Day celebration, and messages of unity, living together, peace, and of course love were preached during the celebration of National Unity Day in those localities. Take a listen to the senior division officer of the Nyon-Ankele Division and the divisional officer of Mwanko.
The match part was as good as that of last year, even a little bit better, and that is a fruit of 2 months' work done by a team of 7 organizations, 7 groups that I put in place, commissions to help me organize it. They did their work fully, and they had enough means given them for the mission. That is why it's quite successful today. I'm quite impressed with the participation of youth, even though this was not the youth day. I'm also impressed with the presence of elites, political, internal and external.
There was total mobilization from the students, groups, political parties, and elites who have come in their numbers to assist in this year's edition. In spite of the surprise from the rains, it did not discourage the population from taking part in the march past. Our hope is that following the theme of this year, which has called on all of us to live together, Mwanko being a haven for all the population who have come from all the 10 regions of Cameroon, the population from the international community, especially from West Africa, who are living in the fishing camps. The celebrations should continue in order in the quarters after this official ceremony.
Talking Point is up next. Talking Point is up next, and we're going to be talking about the human rights violations and abuse in the 2 Anglophone regions of the Republic of Cameroon. We are receiving a legal mind. Barrister NKAMWA LEMEN is a member of the Cameroon Bar Association and president of the NKAMWA LEMEN law firm here in Cameroon's economic capital, Douala. Barrister, you're welcome.
Thank you very much, Mr. Babila. It's a pleasure meeting you.
You must have received and watched the videos of this 4-month-old baby killed in Muyuka. The baby received several bullets on the head before dying. What's your reaction to this horrifying news?
You see, there is no word to quantify what has just happened. What has an innocent child? What has the child got to do with what is happening? And not a bullet. That would think is a mistake. Several bullets on the head. It is terrible. It's a very gross violation of human rights.
And this is just one out of 1,000 examples that are occurring on daily basis in those 2 regions.
Yeah, it is unfortunate that for almost 3 years, this same thing happens recurrently. And what is terrible is the fact that people, the authority, they remain really indifferent about the situation. If you visit the Northwest and the Southwest, honestly, you will not believe that you're still, while in Douala, you're in Cameroon. Places burnt, right to property, they don't have anymore, right to life. It is worrisome, and as I said, extremely aching that the government of Cameroon is not taking adequate measures
to restore peace in the Anglophone communities.
And what is difficult to understand is what could have provoked the killing of this 4-month-old baby. Was he a separatist fighter? We cannot say that he was. 4-month-old baby. Was he the child of a separatist fighter? What could have provoked this?
No, I think it's frustration. It is frustration from the fighters. When you don't see a right person to kill, you shoot indiscriminately. Because nobody in the right mind would target a child. It is unbelievable. No person with right senses will go to shoot to kill a child. And it will appear the source of bullets around the head of the dead body. They should carry re-investigations to know where the bullets, which of the belligerents used the bullet. If it's a military, they should be responsible, they should be held responsible. And this goes further even to bring in mind what recently happened in MAI, right, in Bamenda.
Yeah.
That I think some 2 officers were killed and some military people took over to execute justice by burning houses. So I got from the news. It is bad. But the question is, who's at fault? The government as duty bearers are at fault. The government has to provide security for its citizens. They have failed. Woefully failed. And it is absolute madness that these people sit in Yaoundé, they don't think, they don't reason, they don't see how they could solve these problems.
And we see this thing happening while the authorities, which you're talking about, maintain that the situation is under control. And a situation in which is under control, in that same situation, a 4-month-old baby is killed.
Sir, you don't need to be reminded that they are telling lies. It is bad for adults, bad for administrators to repeatedly tell lies, and they are telling lies. Unfortunately, we live in a digital world that people see what is happening. And recently you've heard that international communities are mounting pressure. It hurts to sit and think that they're just talking about your country and talking about one president, talking about some minister, talking about one prime minister, all involved in trying to resolve what they cannot resolve. It is bad.
And they are accusing fingers. As far as this particular case is concerned, there are accusing fingers pointing towards elements of the National Armed Forces, but only investigations on the bullets that have been used and the source of the bullets as a legal mind could establish the truth. Is that?
The very first thing is that no matter where it comes from, the government has a blame. When the government signs and ratifies international covenants, treaties on human rights, they became duty bearers to enforce and implement those human rights. If the military is there, let's believe that the military is an arm of the government, right? Arm of the executive that they use in enforcing human rights. Why then would they be shooting? It's not any secret that the military has been seen in those acts. We watch videos every day, and some of them were punished. The simple fact that some of them were punished goes without saying that, of course, they committed offense.
No, when you look at such things happening at this point in time, what can we really say about tomorrow, about the nearest future of the 2 Anglophone regions of the country as far as this crisis is concerned?
It's very bleak. And believe me or not, God will say something soon. It is terrible that the lives of Anglophones are being controlled by some individuals who, for selfish reasons, will not want others to live. It is bad. Some of us can no longer go to our villages. If you think that those rights are only abused to the Anglophones who are in Northwest or Southwest, is wrong. We equally are victims of it. Can you go to your village?
And recently,
you cannot.
We heard the Undersecretary of State for African Affairs, Thibault Nash, indicating that if nothing is done fast, it's going to spread to the littoral and the west region of the country, which is already the case, of course.
Of course. There is a parable that what happens to the tooth, right, affects the ear. It is very evident that if it's not put under control, it's going to spread. It's going to spread. And I think as the days go by, the positions of the Amber Boys being more radicalized over an issue that from the onset would have been arrested. The government of Cameroon has failed. I will not mince what in saying they have failed.
Thibault Nash said government has done nothing.
But what has government done? What has government done rather than giving propaganda, making propaganda? What have they done? What is so difficult for the head of state to cry out, to go to these areas and talk to those people? Is he not the father of a house?
The PM is his representative.
But when you represent, where is you go to represent something? Where is the person you are representing? Why can the person not be humble to talk to his children? Why? Why is he going to represent from Yaoundé to Bamenda? If you take a flight, it's less than 30 minutes. Why don't you talk to them? The head of state honestly should come down and talk to his people.
And do you think that the presence of the President of the Republic in the Northwest or in the Southwest could change anything? Even with the present stance of the government, everything can be discussed except secession. Everything should be discussed.
Because at the end of the day, when they discuss it, they come up with a resolution not to. That resolution can be obtained through maybe voting. If the people want to secede, they have less votes. Then those who are against secession, that will prevail. So, but why do they refuse categorically that they shouldn't discuss this issue? And you see, every time a group of persons of good faith comes up with something positive, is the same government that blocks. Why didn't they allow Cardinal Tumi to continue what he was doing? What has the Prime Minister, what have we achieved that the Prime Minister went to those places? You discover that sooner or later he will appear. It was kind of provocation.
And many other atrocities came up just after he left those regions.
Which is very indicative, of course, that the message did not go through. They don't want to see the Prime Minister. The Prime Minister is not the problem in this country. The problem stems from the head of state himself. And honestly, it beats my imagination how the father of a house will sleep, pretend to watch a Unity Day, a 20th May, while other Cameroonians are dying. It hurts.
A Unity Day, as reported by Fomi Armstrong Sander, transformed into a military and civilian party affair in many parts of the two Anglophone regions. The people were completely absent.
Of course, and I learned that in Southwest, the chiefs who were threatening to march, they did not march either.
They boycotted the...
Yes, and honestly, I congratulate them for such a move. A governor should not think that he will come and control and ask our chiefs that we respect to go and march, or else they'll be fired. Are they the ones who first of all appointed them the way they are? The title was given to them by the villagers. They are custodians of our tradition.
All right, before we go, what should be done now? Who should do what now?
The president should humble himself. The president of the republic should humble himself. A good father should know when the children are really angry. He should humble himself. The only word is humility. Humble yourself. Or else, destiny will humble you.
He should humble himself by releasing
come down to the people and talk to them. Release all those you've locked up. What is so difficult for our president? Is he not our president? He's our president. So what's so difficult for him to discuss with us? He should come and discuss with us. Discuss with the people who are fighting. Me, my position is very clear. I want federalism. The minimum, I want federalism. I'm not afraid to say it. It is what I want. And it's part of my human right to say what I want.
All right. Barrister NKAMWA LEMEN, member of the Cameroon Bar Association and president of the NKAMWA LEMEN law firm here in Douala. Thanks for coming.
Thank you so much, Mr. Babila.
Thanks, ladies and gentlemen, for staying with us. That's it for today.